Hey guys, welcome back to the weekly reading, the weekly astrology and pick a card reading. Some of you may notice I missed last week. I was just extremely busy with a lot of stuff going on and I was just like, you know what, I just did not have time to do it. So anyway, it's nice to be back. And this is for the 1st of November through to the 7th of November this year, 2021. The cards that I'm using this week are the Unicorn Oracle, the Gaian Tarot, and the Angel Answers Oracle, as well as the Astro Dice, which I always use. Okay, so let's talk about the astrology for this week. So there's a lot of Scorpio energy going on at the moment this week, and we have a new moon in Scorpio actually on the 4th of November. So in a few days from now, new moon in Scorpio. This new moon in Scorpio happens at 12 degrees, and it does make some really tense aspects to other planets. It makes a T-square. So the other planets involved with the T-square are Uranus in Taurus, Saturn in Aquarius, and Mars in Scorpio also. So there's a mix of energy here. It's generally what, would be called in traditional astrology a bit of malefic energy, which is a bit more difficult to handle. And normally in the new moon, it's, I'd say it's really a good time to set your intentions. And not that I'm going to, throw the baby out with the bathwater, so to speak, but it is a bit more difficult with this energy because the moon is in fall in Scorpio. It's not a good placement for the moon to be in. It's kind of a heavier energy emotionally. And, if you're out there and you have a moon in Scorpio, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's not an easy moon sign. And with it being a new moon and having these difficult aspects with Saturn, Uranus, and Mars, there's a lot of tension. There's a lot of potential difficult emotion. And when I say difficult emotion, it could be anything from sadness, hurt feelings, anger, to aggressive energy, because Mars in Scorpio can be aggressive, though it tends to be more of a strategic aggression. So that's the heavy side of it. The positive, if we're going to take more of a positive angle, which I like to see generally when I look at the astrology, what are the positives, what are the challenges, and look at both. The positives can be having an outlet to your emotions that's productive, that's not, a destructive force. It's not a destructive kind of energy. Just need to check if the camera is recording. Yes, it is. And overcoming your fears is a big thing, because sometimes with a moon in Scorpio, it's a fixed sign. We can get fixed and stuck in or fixated on our fears, and that can limit us greatly. So ask yourself, during this time, a good question I would say to ask yourself is, what are you settling for in your life? Sorry if the camera was shaking there. What are you settling for? And, we all need to ask ourselves that question. Because sometimes with the moon in Scorpio, we'll just put up with difficult situations and not take the empowered approach. But Scorpio energy wants to be empowered. That is the deeper aspect of the Scorpio energy. And, I am referring to the moon in Scorpio, so this energy doesn't, the way I'm framing this does not really apply if you have a Scorpio sun or a Scorpio rising, or, it's more with the moon being in Scorpio for the new moon. And there can be fear of change. There can be crisis, emotion, like a feeling of crisis with your emotions or with your reality. And yet, because it is a new moon, there is a need to overcome the crisis in order to set about an energy where there's a new beginning in some way. And also other energies that relate to the sign of Scorpio are the reproductive organs of the body, your sexuality, intimacy, intimate partners, things to do with joint finances like inheritances, taxes, shared money, shared resources, contracts, things like that can come up in some way, banking, credit, debt, that sort of thing. Or wherever you share money with another person can come up some kind of crisis energy. So it's going to depend on your own personal chart and what manifests at this time. So in terms of manifesting with the new moon or setting intentions, you might want to look at what do you really desire moving through your fears. That's how I would put that, because it is going to bring up some fears for a lot of people. And that would not be, abnormal considering the energy involved. So that's how I'd sort of advise handling the energy. As an astrologer, I would say, look at what are your fears and your blocks, and what do you truly desire moving forward for yourself, and maybe even writing about that, journaling about that, or talking to someone. If you've got a lot of pent up emotion about difficulties you're going through, talking to someone about it, someone that you trust. You know, Scorpio energy is about people that we really trust. And it is a transformational energy as well. So other things that can happen in the collective is some information can come out because of the fact that the moon is making an opposition to Uranus in Taurus, which is unexpected information or unexpected developments. Square with Saturn. Saturn can be, you know, authority figures, the status quo, and conjunct Mars can be something happening very suddenly. So there could be in the collective or in society, you know, some information that comes out or some news or developments that happen that are shocking or unexpected. And that's all I pretty much say about that. You know, there's a lot of potentials with it, but the main key thing I'd say is overcoming your fears and transforming into some kind of new beginning energy that allows you to release something that has made you feel stuck in some way. The other news this week, as I said, there's a lot of Scorpio energy. So we have on the 6th, Mercury entering Scorpio, coming out of Libra. So with Mercury in Scorpio, the mind becomes much more probing. We become much more perceptive, much more intuitive, being able to see through and read people and situations with more accuracy. The one thing you do have to watch out for when there's a lot of Scorpio energy is paranoid thoughts and feelings. And I don't mean like extreme paranoia, but, you know, things where it's like, you feel a little bit more on edge or a bit more suspicious. You know, that can happen when there's a lot of Scorpio energy. We can feel a bit more suspicious of people or situations, a bit more untrusting. Scorpio energy does have issues with trust usually, but that's usually based on past experiences. But that's going to be in the energy around. You know, people are going to feel a bit more prone to negative thoughts, and so that's something to watch out for. So meditation can be really helpful. But we will have Mercury, as I said, going to Scorpio from the 6th. Also on the 4th, which is around the time of the new moon, just to go back a couple of days from the Mercury, the Sun will oppose with Uranus. So it's a difficult energy. And, you know, that's also part of the new moon energy and all the aspects that are happening then. Also another change with the astrology is from the 6th, Venus moves out of Sagittarius and into serious, hardworking, resource-focused Capricorn. So once Venus on the 6th of November goes into Capricorn, this is, you know, good for the Capricorns, especially this week, anyone early born at the beginning of Capricorn or born at the beginning of Taurus or Virgo. And what this does is it helps you get very much more practical about your romantic life, about your finances. It helps you just come back down to reality a little bit. You know, if you've been a bit carried away in romance in the last couple of weeks, but you feel like it's kind of been a bit sort of, you've been drawn into something that's a little bit like an illusion or just a romantic ideal, well, this is going to get you to focus more on what's my practical reality when it comes to love, relationships, and my money. And you kind of feel more like, you know what, I need to be realistic at this time about what I've got going on in my life, in my relationships, and my finances. So that's going to be kind of the energy that we're feeling. And it gets us to sort of realistically look at, in very practical matters, those areas like I mentioned. And I think, you know, those were the main things that I wanted to mention. Lots of Scorpio energy around. So, you know, in the positive, Scorpio energy is about transformation and change. And it can bring about release from difficult situations if we've put the effort in to empower ourselves through that. If we kind of let ourselves stay stuck, then we tend to sort of fester in the negative energy. If we stay stuck in fear, we fester in that negative energy and it just kind of becomes very heavy and dark. But if we say to ourselves, you know what, I need to overcome these challenges and take action steps each day, or, you know, work with my self-awareness to overcome my old limiting beliefs and feelings or tendencies, then it can be very empowering. Okay. And it can also be a creative energy as well. With the new moon in Scorpio, it can be the seed that's under the soil, hidden in the dark, so to speak, you know, as a metaphor. So it hasn't, you know, sprouted yet, hasn't seen the light of day yet, but it's germinating underneath the earth there. All right, so let's get to the pick a card, pick a timestamp based on your element. So I'm going to start with the water signs this week. So this is going to be for Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. Let's have a look what the energies are for the water signs. So this is for this week from November 1st to 7th, water signs. Let's the energy with water signs? Just one card. I'm going to get one card as I do for each sign. This one wants to come out, I feel. Which one is it? This one. Four of Air. Okay. So this is the Four of Swords. So this is an energy that relates to rest, meditation, reflection, and going within. So for water signs, that new moon is in your element, the new moon in Scorpio. And so this can bring about an energy of needing to go within, needing to reflect on things quite deeply, wanting to meditate to purify the mind and the emotions. It can also be an energy of recovery for some people. If you've been feeling energetically a bit low or your energy is not quite right for some reason, this can be an energy of rest and taking time out from hard work to recuperate. This one's popping out. This is from the unicorn cards. Wow, healer. Interesting. I was talking about recuperation. So for some people, there may be some, you may be going through a healing time here. Let me just read it to you. It says you have powerful healing gifts, have faith in your abilities, stay true to your path as a healer. So I do feel overall for some of you there is a message here about being a healer and doing some work as a healer in some way, but for others I do feel this is about actually going through a healing process, whether it's emotional, psychological, or even physical. That's what I'm feeling with that this week. Okay, so there might be, I heard the words physical ailments, so someone may be having some physical ailments that they need to address or to spend time in recovery. Diet related as well. Look at this, the situation will improve. Well, that's very reassuring. So based on what I was just saying, especially for those who have had some physical ailments or some difficulty with their health, this is saying there will be improvement, but also, you know, obviously if you've got health issues, make sure you get it checked out. I mean, I don't have to say that, but you know, just as a general thing. But this can also be a message for other people that don't have that same issue that I just mentioned. There could be something going, this card can sometimes make me feel like you're reflecting on something that's very important to you, that you want to heal a situation, you want a situation to improve, and it's saying it will improve. Okay, so it's very reassuring. Let's look at the astro dice for the water signs. So we have the 6th house, which is the house of health. So that's interesting that came up. It's also the house of work. So there might be a work situation for some that you're reflecting on and that you want to, you know, improve. And it's saying, yes, it will. Okay. Could improve this week or could improve next week. Aquarius, which is working with groups. We have Mars. All right. So there may be some changes around dealing with people around you as well this week. So Mars in Aquarius is sometimes aggressive energy coming from groups of people, whether it's feeling pressured by a group, whether it's at work or in another aspect of your life. It could be friends or the family group. You know, Aquarius is anywhere that there's groups of people, and there could be debates going on about health because of the 6th house coming up here, which is the health sector. Debates or issues are in the workplace with the 6th house as well. For some, this is a message about looking at something alternative, Mars in Aquarius, that can help you work out something in any of those aforementioned areas that I just talked about. So that I'll leave that there for the water signs, but those are your messages this week. Just a reminder, if you'd like a personal reading, go to the links below. Turnaround time at the moment is 9 to 16 business days. Okay, so let's go to the earth signs. So fellow Tauruses, Virgo and Capricorn. What are the messages for Taurus, Virgo and Capricorn this week? This one's jumping out. Oh wow, the Explorer of Water. Okay, so that's the Page of Cups in traditional tarot. And I'm going to get one of these. Earth signs, what are the messages from the unicorns? Imagination. Interesting, because this relates to that card. The Page of Cups is someone who's very imaginative, who's very creative, who's at the beginning of some kind of new ideas. So you could be having some kind of new idea this week that is inspiring you towards something new. I'll just read the card here for the unicorn one. It says, envision a new reality. Give yourself permission to dream. Believe in unlimited possibilities. Yes, wow, I love that. Okay, so at this time there is a lot of limitation around, you know, in people's thinking, and you know, it's got to be this or it's got to be that, and you know, you may feel like you're experiencing this feeling that's coming from the collective, because this is water energy here. Even though I'm doing the earth signs, this is saying, you know, you're feeling a bit sensitive about what's going on around you, and you might be picking up on limiting thoughts or limiting beliefs. And what it's kind of suggesting here is looking at connecting with a more expansive perspective so that you don't get stuck in the small limited thinking, in a small picture thinking, right? So that you can feel that there are more possibilities, and Spirit is saying there are more possibilities than you're seeing right now. So stay open to that. You may not realize what's actually going on. Oh, 2 cards came out. How about that? So we have, how funny, we have know and opportunity. They just jumped out together, so I have to take them when they do that. So you might have felt like the universe was saying no to you recently, but what you don't realize is actually an opportunity here for you to grow. Okay, so it's really major, I feel. And I was talking about limited thinking and limited, experience. And this energy here feels like there's a higher reason to why you've been blocked on something. There's a higher reason to why you feel like the universe is saying no to you right now about something. And it's actually leading you to a bigger opportunity that it's going to bring in a lot of blessings, but you may not be seeing it at all right now. You may be just in the fear or in the worry about it. Now, Spirit's asking you to engage your imagination and your visual power and your inner vision, and think about what you want to see for yourself going forward, and feel it. Don't just think about it, but feel it, and get inspired and excited about it. Even if it's one little small thing, even if you feel like things are really challenging for you right now, earth signs, it's still saying to you, just pick one thing even that gives you a feeling of excitement and focus on that so that you can move forward with inspiration. And you don't have to move forward on every little thing right now, even if you feel pressured to, because the energy is saying, there are things working behind the scenes in your favor. This is very watery energy, which makes me feel like the realm of spirit with the explorer of water. And there's something about the water, like getting to the water, being near water, something like that is actually going to help you get really in touch with your intuition more and get out of fear-based thinking. Let's get to the astro dice for the earth sign. So you have Mars, which is about taking action. How funny. We had Mars 11th house, which is similar to Mars in Aquarius, which we had for the previous sign. So again, dealing with groups, friends, getting help from friends, getting support from friends or a male friend. And Pisces, see, water energy just keeps coming up. How about that? So earth signs, this card here is a water sign tarot card, which always relates to Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer. And we have Pisces come up. So this is saying to you, trust your intuition over your fear right now. Okay, that's very important. So the Mars might make you feel a little bit uptight, or the Mars energy you might swing between anxiety and lethargy, because with Mars in Pisces and then Mars 11th house, it's kind of, hyped up energy and like feeling on edge and like I've got to do something, to like I'm just exhausted and I can't deal with this, so you might be feeling a little bit like that. And look, all these messages may not apply to everyone. It might be some bits of what I'm saying apply to some people and other bits apply to others, of course. But what I like here is the opportunity card. So there is a new opportunity. You might even hear about something this week, which for some of you is related to creativity, options going forward, opportunities, and seeing something recently that maybe was a block or seemed like it was a no from the universe in some way, as actually something positive that's going to lead you to where you're meant to be here with opportunity. All right, so that was for the earth signs. And for some earth signs, there's something about new romance as well. I'm seeing that there as well. Okay. And air signs. Okay, so Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. What are the messages for you guys? Gemini. Oh, jumping card. I love it when they jump out. Elder of Fire. So that would be the Queen of Wands, I believe, in this deck. It's the Queen of Wands. Okay. In this deck, she's like a medicine woman, like a healer, someone that has sage advice. She's actually holding sage. How funny. I just saw that. Oh wow, you've got yes, air signs. So someone might give you advice this week that helps you take a new direction or helps you see things more clearly. You could be listening to your intuition and getting messages from your ancestors in spirit, I want to say as well. But there's a strong yes here with that card, which in this deck there's a yes without an exclamation mark, and there's one with an exclamation. So that one's very strong that it's come through like that. Let's see what you have from the unicorns. Strength. Wow. Yeah, see, there's some kind of change with the air signs, but you're going to have to tap into your free will and your inner strength to make changes. It's not really something where it's just going to kind of flow without you having to put in effort, air signs. There is effort involved here. I'll just read the strength card. It says, This challenge will make you stronger. You will get through to the other side. Look for the gifts of this situation. All right, air signs. So that's a pretty strong message there. And you might even be praying or asking for help from spirit, and you do have an ancestor working with you, it looks like, with this card. Okay, air signs, we have again the 6th house. It's come out twice. Venus and Virgo. Oh, very, very 6th house. You know, 6th house is ruled by Virgo. It's the Virgo house, and yet Venus is in detriment in Virgo, which is a difficult energy. So you might be worried about health or work with these ones coming up specifically. You might be worried about finances. You might be worried about your health. You might be having to change your diet this week or change your routine. There could be a change of routine either for work or just your routine in general. But it's going to take some kind of discipline as well. For some people, I feel like there's change with the work situation and there's something a bit stressful, and that's why you have the Strength card. But you have the Yes, which means that new doors will be opening or new opportunities will be coming your way. So I feel like that's pretty positive. And as I said, you have strong energy of ancestors working with you this week. And lastly, the fire signs. So Aries, Leo, Sag. Aries, Leo, Sag. Oh, too many. Sorry, guys. There was like 6 cards there. I just want 1. Okay, 2. Fine. I'll take 2. We have the Guardian of Air. We have more air with the Ace of Air. Gosh. Very strong air energy anyway. So it seems like you're dealing with an air sign. All right. Fire signs. Okay, interesting. Let me just have a look at this. So it looks like some clarity around a decision, possibly dealing with a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini here. It's very strong with the air element. And let's have a look at the other cards that you have. The unicorn cards. A lot of thought going on this week with the fire signs. Awareness. Wow, that's very much air energy keeps coming through for the fire signs. I don't know why it's so strong. This is to do with your higher consciousness. It says live in the moment, be conscious of your thoughts, look for signs and guidance. Okay, that's pretty interesting. Let's have a look at the other deck, which is the angel answers for the fire signs. Aries, Leo, Sag. What are the messages? Oh, improving health. Well, that's good. So if you've been feeling tired or run down, fire signs, or something's just not been going quite right with your health, this is you, through your awareness, you're actually improving your health. So that might be something to do with, you know, looking at just diet, health, exercise routine, stuff like that. Let's look at the astro dice for the fire signs. You have Capricorn. You have the 7th house of other people. So I do feel very strongly you're dealing with an air sign. It could be air, sun, rising, or moon. Okay. And the sun, which is interesting. Okay, so let me just have a look at these all together. Fire signs. The sun rules the sign of Leo. The 7th house is the Libra house, and we have an air sign represented here. So some Leos might be dealing with a Libra, or some of the other fire signs could be dealing with a Libra. This week you could be dealing with a Capricorn as well. You could be thinking about or trying to deal with an issue to do with a boss or a supervisor, because we have Capricorn, 7th house, and the sun. Career issues, career focus this week, a decision with the Ace of Air, a decision coming up, or wanting to make a decision, wanting to change something with regards to work or your path in some way, or in regards to a relationship with an air sign. Just that's very strong. There's also stuff about health here and improving. So I do feel I'm getting more exercise energy. So if you feel like you've been in a rut, fire signs, if you feel like you've been just, your emotions are just not feeling great, it is recommending something like exercise and change of diet in some way. You know, you probably know what makes you feel good as an individual. Some people like to dance, some people like to jog, go for walks, you know, whatever it is, yoga. But it's going to help you to feel more aligned with yourself. There's a bit of disjointed energy I'm picking up with the fire signs. I don't know what it is exactly, and it's just an energy that's coming through the reading right now. So if you're a fire sign and watching this, I feel like there's a bit of disjointed energy, like there's a bit of lack of clarity on something, or not sure what you want to do for a particular choice or option or path with career or work or a relationship. And what's good about this is that it is giving you the Ace of Air, which is the Ace of Swords, which is a card of making a choice, okay, and having clarity and making a decision. So it looks like this week you will get some clarity or make a decision on something that's been bothering you, and you are focusing on your well-being, your physical health and well-being this week. All right, so that was it, guys. So thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already, and follow the links below for all my other social media on, which is all below. And if you'd like to book a private reading with me, the turnaround time is at the moment, as I said, 9 to 16 business days. I have lots of different readings on offer, and just wish everyone a great week. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.